Okay, great. Whoa. Well, I'll start with an opening statement. I know I've done this before, huh, Dana? 300 times it looks like, actually. What I'll say, first off, as I just told our guys in there, I'm just really enjoying coaching this team. I thought this was a little bit of a trap game, given that we had such a huge rivalry week last week and an 8 o'clock tip on a rainy and snowy night with not a lot of our fans traveled to this one, given the time of the game. And I know the weekend coming up. So I thought it was a little bit of a trap game, and our guys just totally punched and, stayed cohesive through a kind of an up and down sloppy, type of game. So really happy with the win and looking forward to the next one.
Well, congratulations on number 300. Can you talk a little bit about that first? I mean, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, it means I'm getting old, right? I think that's certainly part of it. It's mean I've been in this game a long time. And as I just told this group in there, like, I'm just really enjoying coaching this particular team. This job it takes a lot out of you. And it requires a lot from you. And when you get to do it with people that you genuinely really, really love, I'm grateful that and they let me coach them. And that takes an element of trust, takes a lot of commitment. And there's something really sweet when you love your team and you get to celebrate this moment with them.
But boy, that first half, that felt like your first 13 games of the season, some of those dominant efforts. You got out in transition, you shared the ball. But that had to be one of the more satisfying halves of recent weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, this is a group that this first five is getting so experienced together. There's just no weak link in the group, and they know the job at hand, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do on Sunday together, because they know the job at hand, and we're just trying to stack as many ACC wins as we can. But yeah, how they came out on both ends of the ball was the team I'm starting to really start to expect.
Did you expect that much success on transition against these guys?
I think that we're hard to guard in transition. Alyssa's just an elite run player, right? And then when you have a rebounder like Toddy who can start the rebound it and start the break, you can play fast, right? So we have multiple guys that can ignite the break, which helps us. But they know that's a part of our game plan every game is to put our foot on the gas. And this group is doing that, and when they do, they're going to be really hard to beat.
What about the defense on Spears? I mean, she didn't really get going until maybe fourth quarter. What was your strategy against her? Like a couple
we just
of
wanted to make
her?
sure we wanted her to work for everything. I think we did. When we looked through her stat sheet and we'll notice a lot of shots that were challenged. And so we didn't lose her. She's a great player, so she's going to make good shots. But we wanted them all to be contested, and they were. We switched around because we have enough good defenders. I would have maybe thought at the beginning of the year that maybe only Toddy would have been able to handle her, but we were able to switch around so that she can be off the ball some as well and get in lanes. So really, it was a group effort tonight defensively on a really good player in our league.
Anything particular jump out at you from this victory?
I just think it was a really physical game. And, this is a team that we've not won in this gym since I've been here. And really, again, after the week that we just had, I was worried there'd be a letdown, but this group is really focused. And it's a huge weekend. It's a huge week for us. So we're looking forward to finishing our sweep on Sunday.
And another double from Alyssa. I mean, she just keeps on doing it.
She's just a good player, isn't she? Holy moly. Yeah. I mean, I think, again, if you're going to guard her with size, then she's going to run right by you. And if you're going to guard her with speed, then she's going to rebound over you. So you have to pick your matchup there. And she's figuring out how to be dangerous based on who's guarding her. But really, I think the strength is in the whole, right? If you put too much attention on Alyssa, then Toddy or Deja or Carly is going to go off, right? If you put too much attention on Toddy, then that opens up the floor for somebody else. So, it's a true team game. They're playing like it. And that's why they're sitting at 17-4 or whatever it is.
Congratulations.
I'll bring over the guys. Thank you so much. I'll bring over my crew now.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Alyssa. Thanks very much. If you could give a few thoughts on the game and maybe a little bit on Coach Banghart's 300th win and celebrating that with her, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, so I thought this game was just another great performance all across the board. We had a lot of girls contribute coming off the bench. I thought Destiny Adams brought some good aggressiveness that we needed in the end of those games, because sometimes, you're going back and forth for a while, it gets sluggish, but someone like Destiny coming in off the bench really brings in a lot of energy. And then on Coach Banghart's 300th win, I'm just so glad to be a part of it. I mean, these don't come around very often, so I'm just very fortunate to be here and celebrate it with her and the team.
And can you talk about the start that you guys did? I mean, you scored 5 in the first minute of the game, and another double for you. But more so that getting out in transition, you guys got out in transition so well in the first half and shared the ball. How were you able to do so well in the transition against these guys?
Yeah, so I mean, my double-double and my scores come from just a selfless guard play. You know, we get the rebound. Anya Poole's been doing a great job grabbing boards and kicking it out to Kennedy Todd, like Coach said, and she just trusts me and throws it up the floor. And that's a trust that takes a lot of time to build. And I feel like we've had that foundation, and we just keep growing on it. So I mean, I don't get those points if I don't have players like Kennedy Todd and Deja who are willing to throw and pass the ball.
Did it kind of feel like, the first 13 games of the season where you guys had a lot of dominant efforts, dominant victories, and did it feel good to kind of have a game like this after having like three or four ranked opponents?
Yeah, I felt like this game we kind of got our feet back under us and just got back to what we do best, which is running, sharing the ball, and shooting together.
Thank you.
Michael, you got anything?
Yeah, I had a couple things. Hey, Alyssa, congratulations on the win. Coach was just in here. She mentioned that she thought this could be a trap game for you guys after the really emotional game against State on Sunday. Did she tell you anything in particular before this game or in the week leading up to it about, avoiding a trap game?
Yeah, that's a great question. She just preaches to stay connected. This game is played inside the lines, and the girls who are inside the lines as well as on the bench who come in, we're the ones who get the job done. And so staying connected and trusting one another is really what propels us to these wins, even though it's a tough one on the road.
And how satisfying was it to see Deja get back on the score sheet after being scoreless on Sunday?
Yeah, it was so great. Once she made that first pull up, I just knew that took the lid off the basket, and she's going up from here. So it's going to be really great to be a part of.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Thank you.
And it's Kennedy. Hi, Kennedy.
Hi, guys.
How about a few thoughts on the game tonight and maybe on getting to celebrate Coach Banghart's 300th win, and then we'll take some questions.
I would say from the start, I think we came out hot. Obviously we're up by a lot. And I think we had good energy throughout the whole game. Obviously it was a physical game, towards the end throughout the whole game. But I think we, definitely kept our composure and, really just like locked into just like, keeping our feet under us and, just staying down, not fouling as much. But I think we did pretty good. Obviously a good bounce back, from last Sunday.
How were you able to get off in transition against them so well, and particularly in the first half? It just seemed like it was so easy for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, stills, those are stills to quick outlets to run up the floor. I mean, obviously I know Alyssa's gonna run and I know I can get some easy assists, from her, but obviously like, Alyssa knows how to run the floor. So we know how to look for her. And obviously just rebounding. Obviously coach talks about rebounding and, our players are stepping up in those areas. And, I think we do a good job really in transition. I mean, that's our bread and butter. So, we can get that anytime. So
It feel good to have a game like this after, so many ranked teams and really tough games recently.
absolutely. I mean, I think like I said, like, having these games, to bounce back from, to know, like, who we are. And, obviously last game, like I thought, we played really well against NC State. But, it just goes back to, everybody contributing, everybody stepping up, and, having that dog fight. And today was a dog fight. So.
Thanks.
Anything else for Kennedy?
Yeah, I had something, Dana. Hey, Kennedy, congratulations on the win. When you're up by so many points at halftime, you're up by 25. How challenging is it to sort of keep that focus, keep that drive in the second half after halftime and, keep playing consistently well?
I think it's just like, really like us growing up and just like, knowing that like, we can't we can't like, take our feet off the gas. Like we have to keep going. And obviously like, that's something that, we're still working at it and we're still like, we're still getting better at those things. But those are going to be big, coming against these ranked opponents, and it'll show a lot. So we're going to keep growing from that. And I thought we did a good job at closing out the game. So.
And Deja getting back on the score sheet after that little slump that she had. Alyssa said that it's just going to keep going up from here. Do you see another big scoring output in her future?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Deja just keeps going. She keeps getting better. So does everybody else. And like she said, prices are going up. So there's no stopping from here. So.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Kennedy.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Dana.